now the hedge funds and Melvin will have to actually sell stuff they have to close the positions at this market prices. They can't afford to buy $500 a share. So that means there's going to be a massive dump of good companies. All the companies these hedge funds actually hold long, the companies they believe in, the good tech companies, are going to be massively dumped. There's going to be a sell-off because they're going to need the cash to close the positions, to cover the shorts, to cover the margin calls, right?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in that clip you just saw, that was Tom Nash, one of my favorite stock YouTubers, talking about how the GameStop shorts are going to eventually have to cover their margin soon, and we could get some better deals in the market as they will have to sell the positions they are long on. I also feel like there's some deals when it comes to Spacs because maybe people are flowing out of Spacs into these meme stocks and we're getting the sales that we've been wanting. At least I've been wanting these, and we could see the money flow back in shortly when this is all over. So we're going to cover the stocks that I'm watching and adding and, go over the plays, and they're very risk managed, and I do think they will make money. But before we get into it, if you don't mind dropping a like and hitting subscribe, it really helps out the channel. Check out the links in the description to the Weeble referral link, the Discord server, and my Patreon if you want my buy alerts and updates and posts about the general market. One thing I did want to point out is that Darkpool didn't buy yesterday. The data is not out for today. But even on that dip yesterday, the big private institutional investors were not buying. So that's something I like to check. I also like to watch the VIX and, just overall market sentiment. But I do think we're in a weird market. I'm not too worried about a correction quite yet, but I always like to watch these things. Now let's get into it. So while everyone has been obsessed with these meme stocks, I've been buying the dip on some of my personal favorite SPAC stocks, and you guys already know which ones I'm most bullish on. I talk about them all the time, and I know there's a lot of great SPACs out there, such as all the EV ones, but my criteria for buying these has a lot to do with them not being overhyped yet, a solid team behind them, upcoming catalysts, and just being a great target, and I actually do like the companies. So I'm also going to talk about all the plays and the different ways you can approach these plays, as well as news that has come out. Okay, so first up is APXT. This is AvePoint, and I'm just going to go over the most recent articles I could find. But basically, it's talking about get ready for the APXT and AvePoint $2 billion merger because it's coming pretty soon here. I'm thinking mid to late February or March. That's my best guess. They haven't filed anything yet, so I'm definitely expecting that. Company's doing great, though. And it even talked about here how they saw an increase 26% compared to 2019 figures. So they saw that in 2020. And companies saw a lot of growth due to employees working from home. And the employees started utilizing the Microsoft Cloud service. They also got a nice rating here of an overall score of 67, which means that it scores higher than 67% of stocks. Additionally, Apex Technology scored an 89 in the financial service sector, ranking it higher than 89% of the stocks in that sector. So basically, these are just bullish articles that I wanted to throw in the video because at least more eyes are getting onto APXT now. So now I'm going to walk you guys through my thoughts on the actual play. So here are the different ways you can play this. You can go with shares, which are currently sitting around $15. The thing about shares, you just have less leverage, but this is definitely your safest option. Then you have warrants, which I do like because there is no theta decay. It's a far out expiration, and you can play them like a call. You're just going to have a bit less returns. Warrants usually get that initial pop. Like the warrants are currently sitting around $4.07. You could see these warrants, if APXT really shoots up, all the way up to anywhere from $10 to $15. But I definitely see them going, to $8 at least. But you can play it like a call option. You can pick up 100 of those. Currently sitting at $4.07, so that'd be $407. Just not going to return as much as a call option would. And the call options I would personally go with is a 12.5 or 15 strike out to April, and those are what they cost right now. So the 12.5 is $485, and the 15 is $395. I think these are very risk managed plays, and I think they will do very well. Right now, I have warrants. I went with the warrant route because it just makes sense to me at the moment. And, I will revisit it. I'm in a lot of other call option plays, so I wanted to do warrants for APXT. Next up, we have BFT, and this is PaySafe. You guys know I'm super bullish on this one and also betting on Bill Foley. I think this will do very well, and the fact that it was touching almost $20, just recently and came all the way back down, almost back into the 14s is such a gift, and this was well oversold. So I picked up, I think my order got filled at like 658. I picked up the 15 strike for April, and I'm already up on that. That got filled at $3.75. And if you guys look now, the April 15 is 410. So that's what I like. I like the 15 strike. You can play in the money. You could even play out of the money. I think this is going to do very well. The reason I went with options over warrants is because I see this thing flying, and I don't want my gains to be capped with how warrants typically go. The warrants for this one are 450, so you could pick up 100 of those, and they've been as high as in the $6 range before. So you're still going to make money. This one, close to the merger, I definitely expect to return back to all-time highs and definitely break through those. As soon as they get that media attention and more interviews come out, more news comes out. So be watching this one. I think it's still at a great price right now. Next up is PSTH. You guys know I'm super bullish on Bill Ackman, and I've been in this one for a long time. My shares have definitely been collecting dust, and I'm ready for a target announcement, which should be coming soon. We know they were on track for a Q1 announcement back in November, and I know that they have a PSTH has a call coming up on February 18th, so hopefully we get more insight. But I did buy the dip yesterday, so I got the 30 strike out to June, and they were $65 cheaper yesterday, which was such a steal. So I definitely bought that one up. You could go with the 25 if you want to play it safer. I can't imagine this thing staying under $30, given the rumors or a target announcement. I think it's going to fly well over that, so I'm willing to bet on Ackman. I think it's going to be a great target. It's going to be a unicorn, and he has been probably working really hard to find the best target for his investors. We know the warrants are attached to shares as well, so he is mitigating that risk for us of the sell-off. As far as warrants go, they're already $10. I don't suggest those. Buying 100 of those is $1,000. You're just not leveraging your money that well at that point. I would just go with shares or these far out call options. But yeah, give yourself enough time and let things play out. I think this is a fantastic play that some people just got bored with, and they don't have the patience to really let this thing play out and reap the benefits. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Chamath Spacs, and he is doing an amazing job standing up for us retail investors, and I do love how vocal he is on Twitter, which also makes me bullish when it comes to his SPACs and PR for his SPACs. So we saw IPOE, which is SoFi, sell off, touch $18 yesterday. Could have gone a little lower. I don't remember, but I did buy the dip. I think this is an amazing company, and I do understand that it's up quite a bit. Sitting around $20 is well above NAV. However, this one I'm actually long on, and I'm going to hold my shares as long as I need to. I'm not going to sell pre-merger, and I usually do, but this one I really like, and we could have seen it sell off just due to the market volatility, or as this article says, SPACs could be a risky business or they're in a bubble. However, SoFi has a lot of positive catalysts that don't seem to be priced in. So we do know this is a Q1 merger. And then this talks about the bank charter could be one of the biggest catalysts, which would reduce costs of the capital. The company's fundamentals seem to be in place with a large addressable market. Chamath thinks that SoFi would do in banking what Amazon has done in retail, and his growth estimates and SoFi's solid cash flow are another positive thing. The recent drop in IPOE stock is a good opportunity to get exposure to this fintech startup at a low price. So they're even saying $18 is a buy the dip opportunity. So I did pick up more shares. I've absolutely loaded shares. It's my biggest SPAC position. And I did pick up some call options. So I'm going to show you which ones I got. So on that dip yesterday to $18, I went ahead and picked up the $20 strike for April 16th. It's already up quite a bit today, but I do think this will do very well. It's an amazing target. And I think once Chamath starts doing his PR, his interviews, and promoting this company, it's going to do very well. We have till April. This is a Q1 merger, so we're giving ourselves plenty of time. We're already in the money, which is a positive. Now, the warrants are $7.50, so a lot pricier, and they have been as high as $9.43 before, but I would rather do the call options and shares with this one. I also noticed that they do have options to do leaps out here, which I haven't seen on too many SPACs, so that's pretty interesting. They have July if you want to play further out, but bottom line, I think this is going to do great, and I'm definitely bullish on SoFi. Next up, for Chamath SPACs, we have IPOF and IPOD. Now, IPOF is supposed to be the bigger SPAC. No clue when these are going to be announced, but I did find this really funny post on it. So every time Chamath apparently tweets, "I'm in the trenches, relax." I'm in the trenches, relax. soon enough, an announcement follows that. And if we go to his Twitter, which I actually saw this before I found that Reddit post, and he says, because we know he's apparently running for California governor, and someone tweeted him, what's going to happen with your SPACs? And he says, I'm in the trenches, relax. So, people are speculating that an announcement's coming for either iPod or IPOF. We'll definitely see. Nonetheless, I bought shares and warrants for them on these dips. I thought IPOF at like $13 was such a steal. It's going to be huge. The announcement is going to shoot that thing way up. So I'm definitely buying right now. I did pick up a call option as well for April. I bought the 12.5 strike, and that's already in the money. So not worried about any of the Chamath SPACs. I think they're going to do great, and I'm picking them up on any dips I can get. So that's pretty much it, guys. These were the plays that I picked up on the recent dip while everyone's preoccupied with GameStop and AMC. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and got some more insight on how I like to approach these plays. Let me know what you're watching in the comments below. Two other ones I wanted to mention to keep watch on would be BTWN. This is the Peter Thiel backed SPAC. Bridgetown, they have a second SPAC out, so I do expect an announcement pretty soon here. Could be Tokopedia, which would be pretty big. Currently around $14. I do see that as an attractive price. Another one would be BTAQ. This could potentially be Re-Automotive. There's a lot of rumors around it. It's still near NAV, so just keep it on watch. I added warrants for it just in case we do get that initial pop. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one.